Hey guys, welcome back to the session, right? Where we today we'll be discussing on the supervised learning. So, what supervised learning basically means is when your model is being trained on the label data. That is, you are able to identify the inputs using a label, and you're training your model on those labels, right? For example, an Excel sheet or a database, right? Uh, so basically, each training example has an input feature and a known output. So when you're training the data, you know your inputs and you know your outputs as well, right? So I think we discussed in the previous lectures, right, that uh, we had a linear equation where y was being derived using x, right? That was y is equal to a plus xp. Here, if that same notation is done, y is a function of x. Sorry, guys. Okay, my bad. Let me go back here. Y is a function of x, right? You can have a look at it over here. Now, coming to the types of problem in supervised learning, one is regression. That is, the output is, so basically we have divided into two categories, right? Regression and classification. Regression is basically a continuous value predicts numerical value. Example, the price of your house, forecasting stock values, which we will discuss in future. Popular algorithm for that is linear regression. I think linear regression is something that we have already been discussing. We'll get into details later. Lasso regression, decision tree, random forest regressor, gradient boosting. As based upon the classification, the output is discrete or class or label. Predict which category input to belong to. So basically, when you want to categorize data, right, rather than you want to get an actual numerical value as an output. For example, the spam versus non-spam, right? There is no number that you're expecting. You just want to bifurcate whether the mail is a spam or not, whether the patient has a disease or not, it's a digit or not, right? So the popular algorithm for this is logistic regression, support vector machine, svm, k nearest neighbor, decision tree, random forest, naive bayes, and neural. So there are few of the models that we will be algorithms which we will be discussing in future, yeah. And we'll get into details, and we're also writing the code of python, right, so that we understand how those works. Yeah, I think for this lecture that's it. Thank you, guys.